Respect. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. But this is one of my testimonies that I overcame. Dealing with domestic violence. And yes, I am a lesbian, and I say that respectfully. You should never judge a book by its cover, and I say that respectfully. And be mindful when taking someone's kindness for weakness, and I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. So, I've been stabbed multiple times. I don't do stuff for likes and views, let alone a clout chase, and I say that respectfully. But only I can tell my story better than anybody else, and I say that respectfully. I've been stabbed in my face multiple times. Right here. Right here. And over here. And I've been stabbed other places as well, too. But when you see me in person, the only thing you probably recognize is this one right here. Everything else, you wouldn't be able to tell that I was stabbed in my face. But I was stabbed in my face multiple times by someone that I thought I could respect and someone that I thought I could love. The way it happened, it just happened so fast. And my testimony goes a long way. When I say it goes a long way, and the only reason for me being stabbed in my face is because I was protecting somebody else. It was a nightmare. So the night started off, me minding my business. And this is when I used to drink. I'm not gonna lie, I don't drink anymore. It's been a very long time since I ever picked up a drink. Like, I do not drink at all. It's been a lot of years now. It's been over 7 years since I picked up a drink. And I say this respectfully. Tune in. It's about to get juicy. What I overcame. Nothing funny about it, though. But when God places you in certain situations, you be like, wow, how did you get through it? Wow. So I was dealing with a Pacific person, and they had a situation where they was raising a child with somebody, but that person wasn't really in that person's life as the person said they was. It was a whole bunch of lies and manipulation going on and stuff like that. So this one particular night, these two people, they were in each other's presence, and I was there as well. And they were drinking. And the young lady, she was worried about this young man's phone. And I was so confused as to, okay, you're not interested in this person. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm far from stupid, and the red flag is a red flag. When you know, you know. But that's besides the point. So this individual started getting very aggressive that night. And they was drinking, belligerent, and they blacked out. And because they blacked out, it caused them to go get a knife. And as when they was walking towards the knife, I was trying to stop them. In the process of them pointing a knife at the other person, they stabbed me as I'm trying to defend the person behind me. As I'm defending this person, all I know, I saw a demon. I saw a demon that night. And when you know, you know. That person wasn't themselves. They was mentally gone, like mentally gone. And at first, when it first like happened, when they was arguing and stuff like that, I didn't even know that this person actually had a knife in their hand until I saw myself before myself, if that makes any sense. Like, this is my reality. This is not a dream. This is really going on. So the person picks up the knife, and as they're picking up the knife, they're doing like this. And as they're doing like this, I'm not realizing I'm being hit because I'm trying to defend somebody. And it's crazy because you gotta be mindful and wise how you treat people. Because this same particular person used to be so disrespectful to me. When I say disrespectful, disrespectful. But I saved that person's life that night. And God placed me there for a reason, and I say that respectfully. And that wasn't just for them too. It was for that baby that was in that situation. A beautiful baby that was conceived in a situation at the end of the day that didn't deserve that. So as the knife is being drawn towards me, I didn't realize that she stabbed him multiple times. In the process of her stabbing him, she's trying to go around me, and I'm trying to protect him. And as I'm trying to defend him, she slices his throat. She stabbed him over 10 times, if I'm not mistaken. But I didn't know that she slit his throat, because that's how she blacked out. She was just throwing a knife, and she was across me. She was just doing like this. If I'm protecting somebody, I can't see what my back is. I know I'm just defending him. All I know, it went from someone arguing about a phone to who they on the phone with to me sitting in a precinct. And I was just so confused because everything happened so fast. Imagine being an innocent person and you ain't got no involvements with what's going on. And they basically telling you that if you don't tell the truth, you'll be charged with murder. And my whole life was just said, oh, what? What's going on? You lying? Because the devil's a lie. I ain't do nothing. They were so confused as to how did her little ass do all this damage? Ain't no way impossible this little person did all this damage. That was the mindset of what was going on that day. As to them trying to paint a picture that it couldn't have been just this one person. But you see how God worked? That man got to that hospital. He died on that table. They revived him. His windpipe was done. Whatever was going on right here, whatever she hit, he was done. They had to reattach him. When they reattached him to revive him, or whatever the case may be, he was able to tell his story, and he was locked up that same day. He said, she protected me. She protected me. She tried to stop it. And all I kept saying to myself was, if that man didn't tell his story, I would have been an innocent person behind bars. And I'm just saying to myself, all these crime stories that I watch all the time, how innocent people get put in situations like that, and how you can say it can never be me. Well, shoot, that was me that day. I was so confused. I was so confused. I was so confused as to what just happened so fast. Someone saying that they're not interested in somebody Someone saying that they don't have feelings for somebody, but you're so worried and concerned about somebody else's phone when it could have been resolved at the end of the day. And it just made me look at life totally different. I didn't want no involvements. I was already over the situation that day. Even before they even got to how far it got, I was already done with the situation. Because I was saying to myself, I choose me. I can't put myself in a situation and competing with somebody at the end of the day and someone's feelings is somewhere else. I can't do that to myself. If you're for me, you're for me. If you're not for me, I gotta walk away. And sometimes in life, we have to walk away. We have to choose our best self-vision of ourselves. We can't keep ourselves in certain situations at the end of the day and thinking things is going to change or thinking things are going to work out in our favor sometimes, because it's not. You sit around waiting for somebody to show up for you. They say they love you. They got respect for you at the end of the day, and only for them to mislead you and misguide you. It really be the thought process for me. And all I can remember from that day, this is real brief. And all I can remember from that day moving forward, when that man acknowledged me, he said, "You saved my life. You saved my life." He said, "I was so nasty to you. I disrespected you so bad. And all you've been doing was looking out for my baby, making sure my little one was straight. My baby look up to you. My baby respects you. And how can I hurt the person that actually loves my child and my child loves them back? And I'm not around for my baby. You're the person that's always around. And the very person that's always around was the same person that protected me." This is why I say people be so quick to judge a book by its cover and discriminate against certain folks at the end of the day. It's so sad. It really is. But it was more than a life lesson. That's why when certain people go into situations and they say, "I don't want to be reminded of pain. I don't want to be reminded of my past," it's for a reason. It's not that they have controlling issues. It's the fact that they have boundaries. They have self-respect for themselves to know at the end of the day, I'm not going to just be tolerating anything, any type of behavior. And that's the norm of your dysfunctional mindset, because it's wrong. If someone does not respect you, you got to walk away. It's been over 15 years. It's been over 12 years now. Over 12 years now since that situation's been done and gone with. And I thank God every single day that I was able to save somebody's life that day. And for that person to be able to acknowledge the fact that, wow, I went against you, but you protected me. And you ain't had nothing to do with what transpired that night. And it's so sad to say that the person got locked up. But if that man was to drop dead today or tomorrow, that person will be doing life in prison. And that person is still walking free. That's why you got to be mindful and wise when getting into situations with certain individuals. A person would put on a good show at the end of the day that they're so mentally stable and they got it all together, whatever the case may be. I didn't see red flags until the 3rd year. I didn't see a red flag until the 3rd year. How? How did I not see that? People will put on a good show for a very long time until they mask. They can't wear their mask anymore. Until their true colors start to fall out. And it just they was role playing the whole entire time. That's why you gotta be mindful who you deal with, who you have children with at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully because violence is not the key. Violence is not the key. And for you to be put in a situation where now you got to think about your self-care. You know, being stabbed in your face and being stabbed or whatever the case may be, it makes you look at you differently. Like, wow, it wasn't my fault, but I was placed there. It wasn't my fault. Now my wounds became my beauty marks. And I had to recognize at the end of the day that, wow, this situation that happened will live with me forever. In some situations, in some cases, some people don't walk away from situations like this. It could have got worse. It could have. Because just like that, by me protecting him and me dodging the knife, that could have been me. The wounds that I endured were minor wounds, but I still got wounds. She was dearly trying to take him out. To take him out of his freedom. Because she blacked out. And all I saw that day was a devil. I saw the devil that day. For me to acknowledge what the devil looks like, it was scary. But recognizing that that spirit in that person's body wasn't that person. It makes you start to look at life totally different when you're able to walk away from a situation. Some people don't understand the lesson when certain things transpire in their life. They keep repeating certain things. They still deal with certain folks at the end of the day. But some people actually say to themselves, you know what, nah, I can't allow self to go through something so traumatic. I can't allow self to have a lack of love or respect for myself and allow someone just to do anything and treat me any kind of way. And I say that respectfully. Because love is not pain. And that day it showed me right there that, wow, regardless if it was me or him at the end of the day, love ain't supposed to hurt. Regardless to who you are at the end of the day, love is not supposed to hurt. Regardless if you share a child in common with somebody at the end of the day, love is not supposed to hurt. Regardless if y'all not together or not, love is not supposed to hurt. And just like that, how situations like this goes the opposite way. Sometimes when it doesn't matter if it's a lesbian couple or a straight couple, at the end of the day, certain folks have animosity towards the ex, and they try to bring harm towards each other, or when you know, trying to bring harm towards each other. And this type of stuff happens every single day because of an outcome, because of the fact that someone didn't have self-control. So it doesn't matter if you're a straight person or a gay person at the end of the day. Just the other day, just on the news, it's not as viral as it should be, but it should be viral. How a man is going to check on his children, and the boyfriend is so jealous and envious. He psychs somebody out their own freedom. Children are not what their children are lost without a father now. All because of the fact that a man that say he a man, that's really a little boy, can't stand on business and have self-control. And this type of stuff happens every single day. Regardless if it's a lesbian couple or a straight couple at the end of the day. And I get so tired of hearing, oh, lesbians got the most problems, gay people got the most problems when it comes to relationship, when it comes to abuse. No, it's not true. No, it's not. Because you want to get technical, it's an even exchange when it comes to domestic violence, when it comes to hate crime within both communities. When it comes to violence, ain't nobody out trying to outdo anybody, because violence just happens. And it's not healthy and it's not the norm. But what I'm trying to say is the stereotyping and the disrespect and the lack of knowledge and the lack of awareness that's within certain communities. At the end of the day, it's like, dang, y'all going tick for tack with each community. Like, okay, well, they did this, so they did this. So, no. Ain't no competition, and ain't nobody outdoing nobody because the behavior is not healthy. They say, oh, lesbians fall in love too fast. Straight people do too. The same way that somebody come home from jail, they in love. They want to be married. Somebody gaslighting somebody to play them close, not to see them woke. So it's always the stereotyping for me. People always judging a book by its cover. Because you look at the bigger picture at the end of the day, it goes on within both communities. With both communities. Ain't nobody better than the next. At the end of the day, this type of behavior goes on in both communities. And I say that respectfully. Both communities. And it's unhealthy. It really is. How do we change this? How do we fix this? How do we eliminate stuff like this? It's a thought process to me. Instead of pointing the finger and thinking everybody's the same at the end of the day, being so judgmental, you rather discourage your neighbor because you labeled them already because of somebody else's situation. It really be the thought process to me. It doesn't matter about your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age, and I say that respectfully. Just the other day, it was a married couple. The wife wanted a divorce. The husband was cheating. So he wanted to psych her out of her freedom. Because he couldn't just walk away when he was the one manipulating her. He was the one disrespecting her. He was the one putting her in the mindset of being mentally dysfunctional. He was the one out there cheating. Bought her back something that she couldn't cure. So she said, you know what, enough is enough. I gotta walk away. Only for him to psych her out her thought process. It really be the thought process to me. How the same behavior happens in the gay community as well too. So we can't point and pick and point who's more dysfunctional. It really be the thought process to me. Be mindful and wise when judging a book by its cover when you don't know somebody's backstory. Everybody's obstacles and challenges and where they've been in their life is different. It is. But it's called respect, neighbor. Just like in someone's household, they've been brought up to see that violence was the norm. So when they get into a relationship, it's okay for them to have a hand problem. So the mother has a hand problem or the father has a hand problem, it doesn't matter. That child sees the behavior in the household. So now this child goes out into the real world and think it's okay to put their hands on somebody, regardless of who the guardian is, if it's the mother or father, auntie, uncle, cousin, whatever the case may be. They thought it was a norm to go into the real world and put their hands on somebody at the end of the day. Only for them to be leaving in cuffs. Because either they mentally abused them, or they done sat there and psyched some out their freedom. Because they didn't understand control, self-control. And it doesn't matter if it's a male or a female, and I say that respectfully. This type of stuff happens every single day within our communities. Regardless if you're straight, gay, or not. And I say that respectfully. Don't matter about your culture, your religion, sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. It does not matter. Because you'd be so surprised That your boss or someone that you look up to and admire at the end of the day, that wow, you mean to tell me I knew you for all these years and you've been putting your hands on women all this time? And you've been smiling and laughing in my face? And you behind closed doors psyching people out their freedom? And then you sitting up here playing victim like you didn't do it? And they got all the evidence on you that you did do it? Just because you knew somebody for 10, 15, 20 years at the end of the day, that doesn't mean anything. Just because they put on a mask and show you at the end of the day who they want to present themselves to be in front of you, does not mean they're not hurting somebody. Not everybody, but when you least expect it, you be so surprised, like, wow, I wouldn't have never expected you to do that. You are the old people? Like, wait, hold on. You got me questioning myself now. I need to go to the doctor. Because my blood pressure too high. I can't let this digest. Someone who's so kind to you, but mistreating the person that they say they love. Disrespecting the person they say they love. It doesn't matter about their culture, their religion, or their sexual orientation, or their disability, or their age, and I say that respectfully. It's the thought process of me. And certain individuals that deal with domestic violence situations, or even hate crime and violence, some people do not heal from it mentally. Some people can't get over the fact that the trauma that was endured within them, it made them lose self-awareness. It put them in a mental state of, wow, that really traumatized me. I would never be myself ever again. Because you have certain folks that experience certain trials and tribulations in their life when it comes to this type of behavior, and they would never be themselves ever again. Certain people be like, well, get over it. Not everybody is like you. You think someone wants to continue to relive or the trauma that was endured within them, you think they want to be having nightmares and stuff like that of what transpired that night? They didn't ask for that. Not everybody is mentally strong like you. That's why you gotta respect your neighbor and be mindful and wise how you treat people. I do not condone domestic violence, not even a little bit. Regardless of what your culture is, your sexual orientation is, your disability is, your age is, or your culture. I do not respect it, not even a little bit. And I do not condone violence. And I do not condone racism or discrimination. And I say that respectfully. Because I know how to respect my neighbor, regardless if I pray differently, and regardless of my sexual orientation. I know how to respect my neighbor. Good day, bad day, whole misunderstanding day, and I say that respectfully. Certain wounds that was endured within certain individuals, they would never be the same. Something that you may not be able to relate to or let alone understand. Just because you got over something and allowed yourself to go within and do the proper healing, not everybody can face that reality to do that proper healing. Because some people facing their own reality, it has to take baby steps. And to face your reality at the end of the day, it's not that they don't want to. It's not that they're not choosing to. Sometimes somebody's body is not allowing them to. Because they're mentally gone. They're mentally gone. My content is not for everybody. Be mindful and wise who you entertain when it comes to dating. Never allow yourself to judge somebody over looks. Because what look good ain't good. Sometimes, in some cases. And I say that respectfully. And don't put yourself in a situation longer than what you're supposed to. If you need to walk away because you're being mistreated, walk away. Love is not pain. It's not. Misusing somebody, disrespecting them, showing they showing up when they feel like it, and they making you feel like you're the problem because you're addressing something. Just walk away. If it's not going to change, just walk away. You should never be feeling like you're in competition with somebody else at the end of the day, or let alone someone is putting you in competition with somebody else, or making you feel like you have to question yourself at the end of the day. Are you even worthy? Because what's for you is going to show up for you and not mislead you, or let alone disrespect you. And I say that respectfully. I left out a lot of pieces within my story, but one day you'll see why I say what I'm saying. Because God works in mysterious ways. When it comes to my content, you'll get about just a little bit of everything from me. I'm not doing it for likes or views at the end of the day, let alone comments. I'm doing it to encourage my neighbor that at the end of the day, they're going to walk away. Healing trauma and pain, it would never be an overnight process. It will never. Healing trauma and pain would never be an overnight process. Because you know how many stories I hear when people get stabbed in their face, or they get stabbed, period, how they fall into depression that they can't come out of. And I don't think I'm better than anybody at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, I walked away, and everybody heals differently. Everybody heals differently. They do. And I'm just thankful to be able to heal from the situation, and my wounds heal properly as well, too. And I say that respectfully, because everybody does not heal the same. They don't. Because I see certain people that have certain wounds, and I have them in the same spots, and it's like, wow, it could have got it. If you would have saw me, if you see the pictures of me, you'd be like, huh? What? Everybody don't clean up nice. They don't. And that's why people fall into the mindset of depression. Because now they feel like they're ugly. They feel like nobody's going to look at them the same way. Be mindful who you entertain, and I say that respectfully. You are loved. But don't allow that abuser or that narcissist to make you feel like you're not worthy of choosing you to walk away. And I say that respectfully. Don't put yourself in a situation longer than what you're supposed to. Because you know what happens? Just like with my situation, you can be that innocent person incarcerated because of someone's lack of awareness, someone's lack of self-control. It only just takes that one moment, the wrong place at the wrong time. The wrong place at the wrong time. And then your life is done. Sitting behind bars, sitting there saying to yourself is, dang, I wish somebody believed me. I wish somebody heard my story. I wish somebody don't overlook my paperwork. I wish somebody acknowledged that, dang, I'm an innocent person. Because this type of stuff happens every single day. And I know a lot of innocent people who's sitting behind bars right now as we speak. As we speak right now. Because of the lack of a lover. And they was at the wrong place at the wrong time. They thought they were supposed to love this person. They were supposed to respect this person, and only for to realize that, wow, it just took that 1 second for something just to happen, and their life just changed within the split of a second. It's not right. It's not. But I'm just very thankful that God was by my side. And I'm thankful that that man was able to tell his story. Because if he wasn't, it would have went a different route. But when people got history with domestic violence, that changes the ball game too. So you got to be mindful who you dating. And I say that respectfully. You got to be mindful who you dating. Because I found out so much stuff about this person that I never even knew. And it just blew me away. Like, wow. I don't ever want to bump into somebody like this ever again in my life. And God was only protecting me from that enemy. And I say that respectfully because that person was their own enemy. Domestic violence is nothing to play with. So if you're dealing with domestic violence, or you're in a situation and you're the jealous person at the end of the day, get yourself together. Get you together. It's not worth it. It's not. It's not worth it at all. You being incarcerated because of the fact that you could have walked away and dealt with somebody else, and they could have met you halfway. They could have bought good intentions out of you. You didn't have to worry about an ex. You didn't have to worry about all that negative energy at the end of the day. Sometimes folks don't understand when I start talking to females or whatever the case may be, when I start off fresh. Are you dealing with your past? Because if you are, I don't want to deal with you. It's not that I think I'm better than anybody. I have boundaries. And I know what I've experienced. I don't care if the person got a hand problem or not at the end of the day. What I'm not going to allow myself to do is go into the mindset of being in a situation where I can save myself first. I can save me first. I'm far from a jealous person. But people at the end of the day, they have malicious intentions when you least expect it. Especially when you know how to treat somebody right. And they couldn't fulfill those shoes. When someone couldn't fulfill those shoes at the end of the day, they got animosity towards you, they got hate towards you. Want to fight you, all types of weird stuff. Don't nobody got time for that. Then you got people gang stalking you and stuff like that. Don't nobody got time for that. Not even a little bit, because this type of stuff happens every single day when you least expect it in certain people's lives. It do. Just because you never experienced it before doesn't mean it's not happening. It's the thought process of me. Be mindful and wise who you're laying with, having kids by. Because just like that, that person could psych you out your own freedom that you brought a kid into this world with. They could psych you out your own freedom. It could go so many different ways at the end of the day. It can go so many different ways. When you think you got control over a situation and you least expected that, dang, someone truly blacked out, or someone didn't have control, they didn't have self-control that day, or whatever the case may be in a book. When you least expect it. Now your life just changed forever. Well, now your life just changed forever. Somebody just psyched out your own freedom. Domestic violence is not it, and violence is definitely not it. If you see a red flag, walk away. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. It's the thought process for me. Loving yourself is not a crime. Elevate was part of God's timing. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. I should preach time to the genuine ones only. You know, being a hate in disguise is so unhealthy. It really is. Loving yourself is not a crime. Healing trauma and pain would never be an overnight process. Childhood wounds that was indulged with you and went into your adulthood. You matter and you are worthy. Don't get discouraged today. When you walk away from a situation that's bringing you pain, a situation where you have to second guess yourself that it's not worth it. It's not that you think you're better than somebody. It's not that you think you're better than somebody. You're not trying to be coherent, but at the end of the day, go back and forth with somebody that doesn't understand common sense. You don't got time for the dysfunctional mindset. You choose you to better you. You choose you to understand your self-control. You choose you to have more self-respect for somebody than to allow them to dim your light. Everybody's not the same when it comes to walking away. But do not stay in a situation longer than you're supposed to. And I say that respectfully. And be mindful when you're drinking and having certain substance in your body. Because just like that, someone just blacked out. And they don't remember what they just did. They know what they did. But once you black out and actually realize at the end of the day how far it went too far. Always protect your energy. I should reach time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day, have a safe week, have a safe month, have a safe year, have a safe day. Protect your energy. Not everybody's meant to be part of your journey. And that's okay. It's okay to walk away. It's not worth it. It never allows someone to feel like because you're choosing you, you're doing something wrong. It ain't got nothing to do about you not loving a person. You don't care about them. Sometimes you gotta choose yourself to understand your own boundaries. Like, enough is enough. I choose me. Why should it have to be either me or you at the end of the day when we could just walk away? So we ain't gotta go that far. I could respect you from a distance and not be with you. It's the thought process to me. Niyah Genuine Love Respect. I am the original owner of all my content, word for word, and I say that respectfully. I should reach down to the genuine ones only. Have a safe Sunday. Protect your energy. To the genuine ones only, have a safe Sunday. I just want the genuine ones to know that I do recognize y'all, and I say that respectfully. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, if you're really a genuine one only, no, for real, if you're really a genuine one only, and you ain't got malicious intentions, you're more than welcome to reach out to my email. If you have any questions, if you want to talk about certain topics, when it comes to my community posts that I post up, when it comes to healing and stuff like that in that nature, I will post it up right now. You're more than welcome to reach out to me. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. But please don't bring that negative energy. Same for your mama. I say that respectfully, and any evil eye will be returned back to sender. And I say that respectfully. But I should reach down to the genuine ones only. Please don't have malicious intentions reaching out to me. And I say that respectfully. If you got negative energy and you just trying to be funny and all that, save it for somebody else. For real, for real. The trolls, don't nobody got time for you. You will be rejected. Hello. Niyah Genuine Love Respect. Protect your energy. It's not a crime to love yourself, and it's not a crime choosing you. So never allow someone to allow you to feel like because you have confidence within yourself and you have self-control within and you truly understand your true self-awareness, you know how to respect yourself, to respect your neighbor. Don't ever get discouraged, let alone dim your own light. And I say that respectfully. Niyah Genuine Love Respect. Always be yourself. You know, being a copycat, you're going to fall short when it comes to common sense at the end of the day. When it comes to being real. You can't be somebody you're truly not. And I say that respectfully. It's a thought process to me. Have a good day. I gotta go. It's the thought process to me. I need a nap. Gotta go.